my friends. Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing for lots more diamond painting content. And if you are back, welcome back. Today I'm here to join you guys for my weekly WIP and Chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress, and Chat stands for Chat. So feel free to whip out your WIP and work alongside me today. I'm going to be working on a diamond painting project and just kind of catching up with you on what the week's been like and what's coming up and what's on my mind. So I hope that you will settle in with me and we'll just catch up a little bit. Be sure to let me know in the comment section how you're doing and what you've been up to, what you're working on while we chat away. But let me go ahead and give you a quick rundown of what exactly I'll be working on, because to some of you, it might not really look like something like your traditional diamond painting. I'm actually going to be working on a cross-stitch conversion project, and this is a project I've been working on and off for about, I don't know if it's been quite a year at this point. But what I've done is I have purchased a cross-stitch chart. This particular one came from Heaven and Earth Designs, or HADE, as its abbreviation is often called. The actual artwork itself, I can pull it up and show you guys, is called Once Upon a Fairy Tale. It is by the artist Amy Stewart. Let me grab this for you. Actually, let's first turn down the brightness because that likes to mess with the camera a little bit. And then let me give you a look at what artwork we're working with here. So here is the actual artwork. I'll link to the chart on HADE if you're curious and want to buy it for yourself. But this is the actual full artwork, and it's a large enough size when turned into diamond painting form, and really large as a cross-stitch project as well, that I took this, and instead of doing one giant canvas, which the size would be 200 something by 100 something, because you take these two stitch count numbers, the 750 and the 536, divide each of those by 4, and you get the size in centimeters as a diamond painting. What I did though was that I broke this down into 8 separate panels to try to save my sanity and also have an easier time with goal setting and whatnot. So I split it down the middle vertically, and then I split it so that it is in 4 rows horizontally. And so each section is half of a shelf. I've completed the top 2, and I am currently working on this second shelf on the left-hand side. You can see, if we zoom in even more, you'll see this like harp or whatever, and this guy that's sitting here. That's what's going on right there. And we're you can see the columns that are right here. So that's what we're working on. I've got lots of blues going on. It is very pixelated because it translated into diamond painting form. It's just a lot. It's over 400 drills once it's fully placed, or 400,000. 400. That's funny. And it's just, especially when you are up this close, it's just going to look hyper pixelated. And I'm sure it's just computer charting. But when you pull back far enough to be able to see this entire thing, it's going to come together in the artwork itself. We'll see though. We'll see. This, like I said, though, is going to be very much a long-term project. It is going to take me, I don't even know how long, you guys. I have a lot going on at the moment. So it really is, it's hard to say exactly how long this is going to end up taking me. But I just, you know what, I finished up a couple of other projects, and I thought, okay, in these last days of the month of May, let me pull this project out and give it some love and attention, because it's been a while. And I know that I have a busy summer coming up, so I want to not totally neglect this one. If you're curious, I have done some videos tracking kind of my progress of this project and unboxing it and whatnot. If you're curious to look at any of those, I do have a playlist dedicated to my cross-stitch conversion project that I will, you're good. Adam's walking by, and I was like, that's fine. I'll link to it in the description box below, so you can take a look if you're curious. I'll also mention and plug a cross-stitch conversion event that some fellow YouTube creators and friends are putting on here at the end of the year. I think it starts mid-October and runs through the end of December. And it's all about cross-stitch conversion. It's going to be like a really helpful kind of teaching event, and hopefully we'll make it feel a lot more manageable. So anyway, let me tell you what else I'll be working with tonight. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here and you're not going to see any diamond painting done. So the pen I'll be using is this beautiful pen from Lace and Lathe Works. Actually, a lot of what I'm showing you tonight, like this pen and these trays, are from a small shop haul that I have filmed, but hasn't gone up yet because I just have been really jam-packed as far as content goes. So you're getting like an early sneak peek of these small shop goodies, and hopefully that small shop haul will go up sometime in the next week. But anyway, this pen's from Lace and Lathe Works, new pen. And then I did get my hands on some of these gridded trays that have become increasingly popular. And I tried to track down the shops that I thought had sort of more popularized them in the community. And this one was from Anita's Creations, I believe. And this one was from Crafty Creations by Ellie, I believe is the name of it. I'm so sorry I'm blanking on that 100%. I think LEP Creations. I will link both of these shops below so you could take a look if you want. I don't know how practical I'm really going to find these. It might just be more satisfying to try using them than anything. We're going to try it out and see. So I will be using a thin metal multi-placer in my pen here. I don't know. I think maybe I can get away without wrapping washi around it. By the way, I saw Diamond Art Club post in the VIP group earlier that not only do they have a bunch of releases this weekend, which we can talk about in a minute, but they also said they're going to have some extra thin metal multi-placers being released, I think on Wednesday. So I am stoked to try those out and very, very curious to see. Where did I put, oh, it's right in front of me. It's literally right in front of me. Okay. So I'm going to be using putty in my multi-placer, and then Patty Wax. This is Patty Wax Super Sticky in my single placer. I've had this for I think 3 years at this point. I wonder if there's a way I could like melt this down so it's smooth. It's fine. I can still load my pen. It just doesn't look very pretty. And there's like an eyelash in there. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I'll grab my tweezers because that's like I need to clean this out. But this is the thing, is it lasts forever. I'll use this in my single placer. So anyway. Do I have anything else I need to, oh yeah. This, you guys, this is release paper from Crafts with Crashly in the Reading Dragons print. I got an envelope. This is the smaller size, and I like using this on my cross stitch conversion project. I do need to go back and try out. I know that they launched some thicker release paper right after I bought those, so I need to go try those out. Also, peep this really adorable tool caddy that I'm using. My friend Emma made this, amazing crafts. It fits perfectly, like tray, release paper, tools, all the things. I even put washi tape and wax in there. And she makes those custom to order. It's resin, and it's her shop that just launched, which I think I just said this, amazing crafts. So take a look in the description box for links to all the things, but let me load up my pen and let's get started and get some diamond painting done. So hi, how are you today? I hope that your day is off to a wonderful start. This should be the last time for a while, for the foreseeable future, that my WIP and Chats will have been bumped to Tuesdays. They were just bumped to Tuesdays throughout the month of May because I really loved the alliteration of Marvelous Monday. I was hosting an event called Marvelous May throughout the month of May. And I did those weekly videos on Mondays. And so my WIP and Chats, which for the longest time have been on Mondays, they got bumped to Tuesdays. So anyway, yeah, today it's Tuesday. I almost made a supernatural joke there. Today's Tuesday, but yesterday was Tuesday. It's Tuesday again. Anyway, if you watch the show, it's a very iconic moment. I'm quite sure you'll know it. I did change my mind. I want to wrap some washi tape around this, but yeah, this week is gonna be eventful, you guys. So eventful for me, and for a lot of others too. But just to let you know kind of what's going on with me and what I've got sort of on my radar. I'm going to be wrapping up Marvelous May. So wrapping up one event and then kicking off Summer with the Masters. It's almost time and I'm so beyond excited. My custom just came in. What I've done for that event is to, I basically get like one custom a year, and that's sort of my, what do they call it? Like a tentpole project for the event. Like that's the one that I think through, like, okay, what artwork do I want to get for my custom and that sort of thing. Oh, that actually worked well today. That doesn't always work. Sometimes the washi tape really slides around, especially this really skinny roll. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to wrap up to wrap up Marvelous May. That was a new event for me, hosting Wise this year, and it was fun. It was really fun to do, and it was pretty low frills, but it seemed like my fellow Marvel fans had fun joining in. So yay for that. Okay, you guys, let me pick a color. Which tray should we try first? We'll try the single gridded tray first and see what we think of that. And then a little bit later into the video, we'll try out the multi-placing tray. I'm gonna watch the clock and try to remember to switch about halfway through. So yes, ending one event, wrapping up another. And okay, let's see how this does. So square drills are smaller, so they should be a little easier to line up. But I want them to see, okay, do they lay flat really easily? Okay, I'm not gonna need this stopper. I really don't think. Okay, so some of them, it's like, if I shake it around too much, I'm gonna have a hard time getting them to line up straight. I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm single placing it anyway. So okay, they're kind of tall sides. And so I'm curious. We'll test this out throughout the WIP and Chat and see if I come around to the learning curve of this one at all. What was I saying? Talking about events. Oh yes. So, wrapping up one event, kicking off another. And then this week is also Diamond Art Club's belated anniversary celebration, which is really fun. So if you guys didn't know, last year rather, I think was the first time they'd done it. Diamond Art Club had done a huge, it was really Black Friday-esque anniversary celebration in their anniversary. I think it was the end of April. It was the end of April or sometime, I think it was April. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 there. Okay. Let's see how this pours out. That is going to be the tricky part with this tray, is how do I carefully get everything to pour out? I'm almost going to wish that I had a spout, I think. Because they don't just tip out, they're stuck in the grids. Let's see. Okay, oh, that was the trick. I tapped the back of it. Except this. You guys, not editing it out. You're getting the just authentic experience here. I did that, but this was kind of full, and so the spout went in here and just sprinkled some drills elsewhere. Not a big deal, but a little clumsy. That's okay. So yes, last year Diamond Art Club did this whole like anniversary extravaganza where they released a ton of kits. And it was at like Black Friday-esque discount prices and stuff. So they were not able to do it right at anniversary time this year because they were moving warehouses. It was not practical. Then they decided to surprise all of us, and yes, I do mean all of us, by doing this big anniversary celebration that's happening this weekend. And they're dropping 40 kits. And I don't think all of them are going to have sneak peeks. I think, yeah. But mine is scheduled to go up on Thursday, and I am not going to give anything away. I will just say that it might have the most number of special drill colors, particularly fairy dust diamond colors, than I've seen on almost any other kit. And I am very, very, very much looking forward to opening that up with you guys and getting to share it with you. So that will be really, really fun. And then Lindsay from Emeralds and Fairy Lights and I are doing a big countdown live, a countdown to the VIP release live on Friday. And she and I are figuring out some of the logistics because the release time is not at midnight Pacific time, like the Black Friday release was and stuff like that. And I think that last year's anniversary sale was. Instead, the VIP release is happening at midnight Eastern time, which is 9 p.m. Pacific time, which I think is what we're both on. Anyway, it kind of falls right around both of our kids' bedtimes. We both have small children, and small children with special needs that we're not totally sure how much they're going to love their dad's just doing bedtime solo. So, you know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fine. But we are doing that again. We kind of just said it's almost like it's tradition at this point that Black Friday we did this last year for the anniversary sale. We did a big countdown live and it was so much fun. And we just thought, we want to do it again this year. So that's definitely happening again. And we'll have exact start times and stuff out soon. Okay, I'm actually really concerned about these going everywhere. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a different tray that doesn't have grids. This is from Unimate. I think what I'm going to do, how's this going to go? Okay. Yeah, okay. Just going to upend that in there. And then pour the Unimade tray in here. I don't know. There's got to be an easier way to do it. I will show you in just a little bit the workaround that this tray has for that. It's a lid with a spout on it, but that lid, I mean, if I put maybe I could. Okay, so this lid does not go with this. It doesn't slide in or anything, but I could put this stopper back in and I could still set this on here really firmly. No, that might make a mess because it might go up the sides. It doesn't seal. I don't know. What would you guys do? Maybe like a little brush or something to brush the drills out? I don't know if this shop made a lid like this with a spout that could sit on there, but that would be really handy if they did. I don't know. This is why we test things out together. So I can go, okay, would this work? Show you guys, okay, this is what it's like to realistically to work on this kit or with this tool. What do you think? What would you do? Is this something you want to try? It's really aesthetically satisfying to work out of it though. But yeah, we just thought it would be fun to do a countdown live again. So that's happening on Thursday, which is June, or no. That's happening on Friday. On Thursday, I not only have my sneak peek going up for the anniversary release, but that's also the first day of Summer with the Masters. And so Anthony and I, Single and Placing as my co-host for Summer with the Masters, we're both going to have launch videos going up that day. So Thursday's going to be 2 videos. I don't remember the last time I had 2 videos go up in a day, but here we are. Oh, that's a little bit of filament. Okay, not a big deal. So yeah, Summer with the Masters kickoff video, and then the week 1 video for Summer with the Masters is me and is going up this weekend because I think we decided it was either Saturday or Sunday was going to be the day that we put up our weekly Summer with the Masters video. So I'm excited though. Like, this is fun. It's fun to have a lot of things going on and just a lot of fun things happening, which is nice because going into summer, I feel like sometimes things can actually slow down a little bit. And because, it's vacation time, kids are home from school. Of course, adults that work just a regular 9-to-5 job are like, summer doesn't change anything about my schedule, especially if you don't have kids. So, but yeah, my kids still have a bit of school left. Our school district gets out later than a lot of other districts do. And so it's, I'm hearing a lot of other people talking about how, okay, my kids are on summer break. I'm like, we are not. But I feel the stir crazy from my boys for sure. Okay, this one isn't as full, so maybe I can. Is this making anyone cringe to watch? This is so distracting to me. There's a trash drill that's just flat stuck in there. Okay. Tweezers. I'm not going to save that one because it's trash. Okay. Here's the thing about working on a cross-stitch conversion project in a WIP and Chat is it does feel a little bit more like it takes a little bit more brain power to work on, and so sometimes you get a little bit of me being distracted, and I do apologize for that. It's taken me a little bit to get back in the groove of doing a cross-stitch conversion project, not necessarily, not in a bad way, but it kind of taps into a different part of your brain, and it's definitely, you have to use your brain a little bit more because you're looking at a chart like I am here on I'm using a Fire tablet that I added the Google Play Store to so that I could download Pattern Keeper and use. That's how I read my chart and track my progress and stuff like that. It's a lifesaver. I would honestly say it's a must-have if you're going to do a cross-stitch conversion project. But anyway, that made me think of the cross-stitch conversion event that I mentioned. I think I mentioned the dates, but I don't think I mentioned who the hosts are. I'm going to drop that in here real quick. So the hosts for the cross-stitch conversion event that I mentioned that's happening at the end of the year, there's 3 people hosting it. It's Anthony from Single and Placing, who is co-hosting Summer with the Masters with me. And it's Sophie from the Diamond Help Desk and Hannah from Sparkling Spectrumite. And they are 3 absolutely wonderful people and creators. And I think that event is just going to be wonderful and top notch. So anyway, just wanted to mention that. I will do my best to remember to link to their announcement videos or similar down in the description box. Always lots of links in the description box. So yeah, it's been good to get back in the groove of doing this, and I just kind of embraced that, okay, it's going to take me a minute to get back on the swing of things with working on a cross-stitch conversion project. Just embrace it. Don't get discouraged. And yeah, it was kind of like riding a bike. It came back. I was really satisfied to actually get a couple of projects finished. I finished my kit that I did for Marvelous May, which was Doctor Strange, aka Magic Portal. And the post review for that kit went up as part of Marvelous May Week 4 yesterday. And it was good to get that one knocked out, especially because it was definitely a bigger undertaking, but I was good. I was satisfied with it. It was good. I thought it turned out really well. And then I also had worked on and finished a kit from Enablers Outpost. Was I working on that one with you guys last week? I think I was. Mermaid with Flying Jelly Friend. That was a joy to work on. Such a joy to work on. The quality on that kit was wonderful. And if you guys are looking for an old Masters kit to pick up and maybe participate with, Enablers Outpost has several panels by the artist Alphonse Mucha that would totally qualify, along with some coordinating pens. And just a secret alert, don't tell anyone I told you, we may be giving some of those away as part of Summer with the Masters. But yeah, if you're looking for a kit to participate with the event, go take a look at what they have in stock. Highly, highly recommend. Their quality is wonderful. So anyway, it felt good to get a couple of finishes in here towards the end of the month, because I was like, am I just gonna have like 1 or 2 finishes? And I'll have 3. But it's, whatever your pace of diamond painting is completely fine. It's fine if you don't have any finishes in a month. I was talking about my own mental state. Speaking of speed of diamond painting, I was really happy that I filmed and edited and uploaded and did all the things. A video that I have been teasing and talking about for what feels like forever. Actual months. I don't know if it's been a full-on year yet, but it's been a while. And that is the video that I put up that's tips for how to diamond paint faster. I was actually a little nervous about putting that video up because I was worried that people were going to take it as me telling you have to diamond paint faster. Your goal should be to diamond paint faster. And if it's not, you're not diamond painting right. That's so completely far from the truth. It came from a place of that being a question that I'm asked very, very, very often. And I thought, how can I maybe break this down into some really practical steps? And maybe I do have some strategies or ideas that others haven't thought of and would find helpful. And if that comes from people they just want to see if they can diamond paint faster or more efficiently, really, because a lot of that was what it boiled down to, is just efficiency. I thought I'll go ahead and write out what I think are some important steps. Now, naturally, shortly after filming, and I kind of broken everything down, and as I'm listening back and editing, I realized that there were a couple of points that I had forgotten to include. Even though they were in my big jumble of notes, I had multiple brainstorm sessions and mapped it out and everything, because I wanted it to be helpful and be coherent and be broken down in a practical, concise way. But yeah, so there are a couple things. I'll throw them in here because I'm curious what you guys will think of my sort of additional commentary, things that I wish I had mentioned. So one of the things was that even though this is actually not something that I do personally, and maybe that's why it was easy for me to forget. I don't do this personally unless the kit is like really, really high in color count. Like when I've completed 2 kits from Diamond Painting Deutschland that were Josephine Wall pieces that had over 200 colors. One had 220 or 225, and the other had 275. In both of those cases, I went ahead and organized the diamonds in the trays, or in how I had them stored to work from. I went ahead and organized them by symbol. I put all the letters together. I put all of the ones that had arrows in them together, all the ones, you should see some of the organizational decisions that I made. If I remember, I'll link to some of those videos where I talk about that, but that's going to be a little harder for me to track down because I'll have to go back a ways. But so organizing by symbol, I think can save time, but I don't do it on kits unless they have tons of colors. I think that reorganizing your diamonds in some sort of way in the tray can absolutely be a way to save time, and I did not include that. This was the one I definitely wish I had included, and I just did it just now, actually, is the tip that if you are within the section that you're working, if you only have 1, 2, 3, whatever number of that color that you decide, usually for me it's up to like 4 or 5. If there's only that much of that color in a section, I am not going to waste time by pouring these into a tray and placing and then pouring them back in here. I'm just going to pick and place like I just did, where I used this and I just looked at the diamonds and grabbed one that had the top facing up and picked it up and then placed it. I really, really wish that I would have mentioned that. I think that would have been a really helpful tip to include. The other one, I was on the fence about including this particular tip anyway, because I thought, is this going to be controversial? Are some people gonna be like, what? And I would have been like, no, I promise this is just a personal preference thing. But one thing that I didn't mention that I kind of wish I would have, and that I would probably argue as a thing, is, at least for me, I think that having multiple colors out at one time, having a tray tower and or just having freestanding trays in some way, each with a different diamond color in it, I would argue that is not more efficient or a time saver. I would argue that is an accident waiting to happen, which that sounds so mean. That's why one of the huge reasons I won't do it. But I also just think you still have to find the symbol, and when you pull the tray, you probably have to readjust it. Eventually you have to refill them from your containers somewhere anyway, because some colors, I assume there's too much for you to actually have fit the entire amount of that color in one tray, and I don't see that as being more efficient. So I almost included that, but even if I had really, I don't know. I kind of wanted to mention it in passing in the video, but I'm really okay that I didn't. That tip, I'm okay with not having made it into the video. Did one just fall out? I need to not pour as many in here when I do that. Anyway, I don't know. Do you guys disagree or agree with me? I feel like there are some people that use tray towers and it's their ride or die situation. And I'll say this. If you love it, I love it for you. It's not for me, and it's certainly not something that I would go in recommending, this is a way to save time. I guess I don't need to recommend specifically against it. I'll just say I don't think that it saves time. But I swear I'm not judging you if you use them. Like I said, if you love it, I love it for you. Whatever works for you in this craft, it was all very subjective. And I hope that people use that as a takeaway. Like, these are just the things that work for me, but we all have different approaches. We all have even just different, like, what are comfortable ways for us to sit? What are comfortable ways for us to diamond paint? We have different accessories or things that we prefer. But when people ask, how do you diamond paint so quickly? Do you have any tips? I can just be like, okay, this is what works for me, but it may not work for you. Feel free to try. The one thing that people seem to respond the most strongly to, and I guess I'm not surprised. I don't think I am surprised because I don't see a ton of people do it. But it was single placing with a multi-placer. And I demoed it in that video. This video is not one where I'm really going to be able to demo that efficiently because we are working with a cross stitch conversion project for one. Actually, no, that's not a reason. That's not the reason why. The main reason why is because we're testing out some of these gridded trays, and the diamonds are going to line up differently, and I don't think it's going to be nearly as easy for me to try to demo single placing with a multi-placer because a lot of it has to do with finding drills in your tray that are not grouped closely together. They're already a little bit separate, and so you'll want to have them slightly separate on your multi-placer to make it easier to place them. But yeah, that was the one tip that I definitely got the most response to. The most of people going, oh my gosh, I haven't tried that. I'm excited to go try that now. So I hope it helps people. I'm glad that I gave people a different idea. Okay, let's try pouring more in here so we can see. We're switching over to a different tray. This is the one that has some multi-place groupings. And there's some, it looks like, okay, so we have 5 groups of 5 down here, groups of 4 in here, and then groups of 3 right here, and then kind of an open section. So, and then this tray came with a lid option that I'll show you guys when we go to dump these out and see. So if I want to pick up a 3, that's going to be tricky if I try to pick up from like a middle grouping, and I already messed it up. Okay, how should I do this if I want to get a group of 3 without grabbing other drills? Okay, I got some right there. We're going to go up there, and then I need a single place, so I can just single place from any of these. And then you need a group of 3 again. That would, yeah, what my immediate reaction to this is like, what if I wanted a group of 5 and I want to try to pick up these without accidentally picking up the ones that are over here in the sections to the right? I don't know. That would be a conundrum. Okay, can I just pick up 2 from this section? Yes. And this one goes here. I need 2 more, so we'll just grab 2 from right there. Place those right there. And there's 1 more down here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys the neat feature with this tray. So this tray came with a stopper that actually it sits in there really snugly, which is nice. It's got like a little heart shape on the end, and then you just slide it in there. And then it came with just a flat tray that slides and locks in, but I went ahead and bought one of these trays with the funnel because I just thought that practically speaking, that would probably help. And it slides in. I don't know if it has a specific direction it's supposed to go. No, okay. Looks like that just slides in. So it's sealed completely. And then what I should be able to do, I'm so scared to flip this over. I think I can just flip this and then they'll all shake in here. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay, I hear more in there. I hear another one rattling in there. I'm gonna have to open it up and look it up. Okay, well, but I think I only hear like 1 in there. Oh no, it got out. Okay, that was much more painless. That worked perfectly. Okay, love that. But I don't know what the practicality of this one is going to be as far as being able to pick up. I don't know. I'm going to have to play with this a little bit, you guys. Okay, so we'll keep using it the rest of this WIP and Chat and see what we think. Sorry if you guys see my tablet screen flashing. It's because I'm checking off the colors that I've placed. So, I know you aren't really seeing the chart. That's a thing you're not really supposed to do, but since this is such a massive canvas, even if you did see the chart, I don't think it would be a huge deal. Anyway, so yeah, that tips for speedy diamond painting. I was really, really happy that I managed to finally get that video up. It kind of came from a place of, I was sitting with this mental block on this video, and this happens sometimes. I even had this really sort of grand concept in my head where I had mapped out this video in my head and was thinking I'm going to have, some B-roll footage. I'm going to do some voiceover. Just generally, I'm thinking this is going to be a more produced video. And so that's why I was kind of like mapping out, brainstorming. But I think then what was happening was that I was just then getting myself in a mental block over actually sitting down and making this happen. I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed by it. I know I have a lot going on right now as far as like things that are coming down the pipe and everything. And why are none of these diamonds coming out? If I tap on it, does that help? Did they get stuck? What am I missing? Okay. Definitely a learning curve. I have to say, since we're talking about speedy diamond painting, not terribly efficient, but satisfying. That worked again. It just took it a minute. Yeah, so what I ended up doing was that I kind of I got over my mental block and just thought, you know what? I'm just going to sit down and I'm just going to do it. I'm going to let it be no frills. The point really is the tips themselves. I want to be able to communicate clearly what the different suggestions are that I have, and it's really okay if it's not this big production. It just doesn't have to be this big production. If I really, really want to go back and remake it someday with this more extravagant vision that I have in my head, when I feel like I have a little bit more time and margin, that's fine. And maybe I can update it. Maybe I'll have some new tips to share at some point and want to redo that. But once I embraced let's just let this be what it is. Let's just make it about what's the actual content itself and not making it a production. Then it became a lot easier to sit down and get it done. I think I got a burst of energy because I hit 20,000 subscribers last week, which was just a bit, I just felt really stunned and a lot of gratitude. So thank you guys for supporting my channel, for subscribing, for watching my videos, and just the ridiculously amazing above and beyond support that you guys give just by watching my videos. And that number was one that it was kind of unfathomable to me that was a number that happened. And I just felt really excited and energized by it and thought, okay, let me do just a couple of really little sort of small celebrations for myself. So I made a purchase from a new to me shop, which that will come in at some point and I'll get to share that with you guys. Okay, let's try dumping it without doing the funnel lid. But that may come in sometime this week and hopefully I'll have that unboxing up maybe next week. Maybe, we shall see. But I'm excited for that. And I had a couple of shops specifically in mind and had budgeted for it. And then there was a particular piece of artwork that a shop released that I was like, I am so intrigued. I've got to get my hands on that one. You'll just have to wait and see which one it is, but it's very, very colorful and looks very, very amazing. So I did get that. That was a little sort of celebratory thing. And then I was like, and then I'm just going to make this video. I'm going to do my speedy diamond painting video. I'm going to do it. We're going to get it done. And so I felt really good about that and felt like those were good ways to sort of celebrate and do things that were still really me continuing to give back to you guys, things that I hope that you guys will find helpful and are why you're here, which is, I'd imagine, in large part for the tutorials, the how-tos, the reviews of companies and new to me or lesser known, small shop companies, so that you're getting a chance to see what's out there. And so, yeah, I'm really happy with that. I hope you guys are too. And as far as if I'm going to do any like giveaways, give backs, I'm noodling on it. So stay tuned. I'm noodling on it and what that might look like, but I don't want to make any promises at the moment. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so it's just, there's a lot going on in a good way. And I'm just, thankfulness. Thankfulness is definitely the predominant emotion. So thank you. Thank you. Other things that are going on. As far as sort of just not necessarily channel and crafting related stuff, my mom did fly back to Ohio. We did have a wonderful visit with her. The boys were sad to see her go, for sure. And then we kind of settled back into our regular routine and rhythm, and that's been nice too. The boys have definitely been, I think, feeling the itch for summer break to start, both of them. And so really summer break can't get here quickly enough. We had a pretty quiet Memorial Day weekend here, and if you observe Memorial Day, I know it has a lot of significance to all of us in the States and to many of you on a very personal level. And I just want to extend my warmest thoughts your way, and acknowledge what, the meaning of the day. So thank you, to those that, have given it all in service. So, for us, we didn't really make any big plans. We walked over to a park and it was quite busy. It was very, very busy, which is to be expected on Memorial Day. There's more in there that really don't want to come out, and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Okay, they're kind of just piled down there at the end. I wonder. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll have to play with this more, maybe off camera, and see what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I need to tilt it back and forth a little bit to sort of make sure that they're not getting stuck up in the corners. Yeah. As with any new tools and accessories, there are learning curves, and sometimes you just got to be okay with it's going to feel clunky at first, but maybe in the long run, it's going to be a time saver or a stress saver. Only time will tell. But yeah, we walked over to a park. The kids ran around for a bit. Micah kept trying to get involved. There were some softball and baseball games going on. We definitely had to make sure he wasn't trying to run in the middle of anyone. And Connor has gotten really good at the swings. And so he was all about that. Basically we took turns. One of us was on Micah duty. One of us was just kind of casually keeping an eye on Connor. He didn't really need supervision, but Micah did. Our kitten, our Skip, has been up to plenty of shenanigans lately. One morning this past weekend, I came downstairs and I just was like, what happened? So first, one of the cats had they got a little bit outside the litter box, which was really annoying. And then there was just a roll of toilet paper that apparently Skip had gotten. It was an extra roll of toilet paper that was probably sitting on top of the toilet in the downstairs bathroom. The door was open. Skip apparently brought that roll of toilet paper out to the living room and decided that it needed to be shredded. And really my first response was, are you trying to be a stereotype? Cats that get their claws on toilet paper and just shred it, or you see them unroll a whole roll of toilet paper in a bathroom or something. And that was really what I just thought was really you have to be a stereotype. Whatever, dude. So I cleaned that up, but I was rushing around a bit because I had a live stream with one of my Patreon tiers. And I was just running around, trying to get stuff done. And I was finally okay, Adam, you have to do the rest. Because it was Sunday morning. And, Adam was sleeping in, the kids were sleeping in and stuff. But no, I was Adam, you're just going to have to There's just going to be toilet paper everywhere. I'm not going to be able to clean up. It wasn't used. It was off the, obviously, like it was just off the roll of toilet paper. But, oh, I just did it without showing you guys. I just multi-place with a single placer. Here, we can do it with this tray. Okay, so if you didn't watch the video on speedy diamond painting tips, or if you want to see another demo, what I do is, especially if these are lined up in just a regular tray without the lines in it, you'll see that there are often diamonds that are sort of naturally spaced farther apart and aren't grouped closely together like these. And so I see a spot in the chart where I have 2 individual of this color to place. And so I kind of hold my multi-placer, my pen, at a little bit of an angle when I'm picking up diamonds, whether it's to multi-place, like actually traditionally multi-place, or to single place with a multi-placer. This lets me see the diamonds and pick up and place them more accurately. So I'm going to pick up both of these. So just 1, 2, they're both on there now. And I know you're not looking at the chart, so it doesn't really matter. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the one on the end, and I'm going to place at an angle so that I don't accidentally place this one as well. But I'm going to place at an angle and just tuck that one right in there. And then I've still got one left on here, and that's going to go in the other spot that needs to be single place, which is just right there. I have single placed with a multi-placer, usually up to about 4 drills. And I've even done, I didn't really talk about this, but you can do smaller groupings of multi-placing. Let me think of how to explain that. So if I had, I just placed these 2 drills in a row. Let's say I had these 2 drills in a row, but then I also had these 2 drills in a row. What I could do is I could pick up 4 diamonds, and I can place and these I actually would go ahead and pick up grouped closely together. I can usually do this actually, even they're grouped closely together, and then I can place 2 and then move and place the other 2. That's advanced technique. That'll have to be in my next. That'll have to be my part 2 tips for efficient diamond painting. But yeah, that's a little mini demo for you guys if you're curious. Okay, I am bound and determined. I'm going to figure out how to use this funnel lid more efficiently. I can do it. Gosh darn it. So maybe I just need to flip it all the way instead of... Oh, I got all of them that time. Okay, so maybe that's part of it, is try not to let it go at an angle. Just try to go, okay, bloop. With the sound effect. Okay. That worked. Other stuff that's going on. Micah has been super into Legos lately, but the problem is that he does not play with toys carefully or neatly. The joke is, the joke that my mom would tell about me and my younger brother was that I was meticulous about keeping track of, I would never lose a puzzle piece. I would, when I did coloring books, I would start on the first page. I would color in the lines, kind of appropriate color choices and all that. And I would just methodically work my way through a coloring book, start to finish. Whereas my brother, my younger brother, my mom said that he could be sitting in front of you at the kitchen table doing a 4-piece puzzle right in front of you, and he'd lose one of the pieces and you would never find it. And that's kind of the energy that Micah gives. And so I've had to sort of let go in my heart, and it kind of breaks my heart and makes my jaw clench a little bit. But I've had to just let go of us being able to perfectly keep every single specialized Lego set together and in one piece. And once I learned to let that go, mostly, or at least to just ignore it and pretend like it's not happening. And this is not for lack of trying. We try. We really, really, really try. It's not that we leave him just unsupervised play or stuff like that. It's just the way that he plays. He wants to play with the different Lego cars that we've built together and stuff, but then we lose pieces. And so that's been a thing. And he keeps finding Lego sets that we haven't put together yet that he wants to put together. But then as soon as you put it together, he is not that interested in playing with it, or we lose pieces. So But yeah, definitely in a major Lego mood. I love doing Lego sets, actually. I have a set that I'd gotten for Christmas that I haven't done yet, in part because Micah has been in such a Lego phase, and if I put it together, I'm not going to want to immediately just like take it back apart. It would be cute to set it out because it's one of the floral sets. I think it's the succulent set, and it's really, really pretty. But ooh, that didn't come off there. Okay. But I love doing Legos. I have my eye on, there's a set that they released for the Disney 100th anniversary celebration, and it's the Up house, and Up is easily one of my top favorite Disney movies. It's my favorite Pixar movie for sure. I don't think it takes it's not my favorite Disney movie. There are others that would take that spot. The Little Mermaid, the original. I have not seen the live action yet. The original Little Mermaid, and then The Lion King probably. Those are the ones I really enjoy, but like classic Disney movies. I grew up watching The Little Mermaid like 3 times a day for years, according to my mom. But favorite Pixar movie, it's gotta be Up. I love Doug. One of my friends is going to, well, how do I say it? She's going to be friends with Doug while she's working at Disneyland, and is going to be doing that more often. I'm like, I want to get a Disney pass just so I can go see you being friends with Doug. But yeah, there's a Lego set that's the Up house that I'm like, oh, I need it in my life. But Legos are spendy, you guys. We usually ask for Legos for the kids' birthday and stuff for Christmas, and to give the grandparents ideas, really. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Lego, like working on those kinds of projects actually taps into a similar part of my brain as diamond painting does. It can be... it's more like doing puzzles, I suppose, and I really, really enjoy puzzles. It's kind of that concept of it keeps your hands busy so that it frees up your mind to do other things. Speaking of things that I've done while diamond painting, I wouldn't have finished it in last week's WIP and Chat. I finished the first Throne of Glass book, which is... Throne of Glass is both the name of the series and the name of the first book in the series. So Throne of Glass series, and then the first book is called Throne of Glass, by Sarah J. Maas, who is also the author of A Court of Thorns and Roses and Crescent City, both of which are series that I've read and finished. But I finished the first Throne of Glass book, and it was good. It helped to have the context of, like, this was one of the very, very first books that she'd written. She was a teenager at the time. But I am really, really curious to see where the series goes. The goal is to read it before her third Crescent City book comes out early next year. And I'm reading it along with some friends, and we all just finished the first book. Though Jacqueline is doing a reread. She's read the whole series before, but it's new to the rest of us. And it's been fun. It's been really fun. I've also been hearing a ton about this book called Fourth Wing, and it has dragons in it apparently, but I feel like I shouldn't add another book into the mix when the Throne of Glass series is, from my understanding, very long and is going to take quite a bit to get through. But don't worry, I'm not going to give spoilers for these books in my WIP and Chat. So just kind of a commentary. I've seen some of you share that you started reading like A Court of Thorns and Roses or other Sarah J. Maas books like after I've mentioned them in these videos. So I just kind of thought I'd do a little check-in. If you've read those books and or are reading them, let me know. I'm curious. I know A Court of Thorns and Roses is quite popular, especially if you spend a lot of time on like TikTok. I think Book Talk is all about these books. I don't have TikTok, and it's not from a place of, ooh, I'm trying to be hipster and not do the thing that's really popular. I'm sure I've mentioned it here before. It's definitely more from a place of, I know how compulsive I can be, and I would just sit and doom scroll for hours and hours. I know it's probably best that I don't have TikTok. So So what happens is that I occasionally will see the TikTok posts like imported over to Instagram Reels like 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after the fact. But I don't have as much of a problem with Instagram and getting stuck with scrolling Reels or the Explore page as much. I don't know. It's, not a thing I tend to go to struggle with. That's what I was saying. And then I finished my rewatch of Shadowhunters, and I'm kind of back to Supernatural. And I'm listening to the Supernatural rewatch podcast that some of the cast are doing, and they're about to start on one of my favorite seasons of the show. And so I need to catch up on that podcast. It's called Supernatural Then and Now. So I need to catch up on that as well before they really kick off this. Season 4 is what they're about to kick off. And I really, really love that season. So, what else? Oh, you know what? We're coming up on the end of the video. Coming up on the 1 hour mark. So let me go ahead and try to wrap it up. So what's coming this week? A lot is coming this week, you guys. So I will have... On Thursday, I will have my sneak peek, which will go up concurrently with when Diamond Art Club previews that kit. That's what they've been trying to do, though UPS doesn't always cooperate with everyone. But I actually have that kit in hand. That sneak peek will be up on time this week. So that will go up on Thursday. There will also be a video that goes up on Thursday that is the kickoff video for Summer with the Masters. I also have gotten a lot of questions about how to enter for Summer with the Masters, if there's an entry form. And the answer is that there will be an entry form available once the event begins, once it goes live on June 1st. And we will try to have that included in the descriptions of our launch videos, so you can keep an eye out for that. No new starts or finishes are required, so there's zero rush whatsoever to fill out that entry form. You certainly do not have to have anything filled out before the event starts at all. But I'm excited to see what everyone's working on, and excited for the sneak peek. And then Friday night, I'll have a countdown live stream with Lindsay. And honestly, neither of us live stream very often at all. I do for Patreon sometime, every month for if they're in that tier, and I do pop-up live streams over there. They're kind of co-working style. But neither of us really do these kind of public live streams very often, just because we've got young kiddos, it's tricky, but we're really, really, really stoked to do this countdown style live with you guys on Friday. And then I need to work on it'll be time for a month in review video, a recap video for the month of May that should go up maybe this weekend. Then I've got a small shop haul filmed. I have so many kits and other things that I could post unboxings for. I'm just going to kind of sit down and look at everything and figure out, okay, what should I go ahead and try to squeeze in here over the next week without totally overwhelming you guys or overwhelming myself. Because I know like 7 days of videos is really unrealistic. It's not sustainable. Like every once in a while, sure, but I don't want to wear you guys out or wear myself out. So we'll see. I'm just going to kind of follow my nose as far as the videos that don't have specific days and times they have to go up. So stay tuned. We'll see how that goes. But if you made it all the way to the end of this, try that again. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, let's do, and why don't you leave an emoji that reminds you of spring in some form, because we are coming up on the end of spring. Next week's WIP and Chat, I'm going to feel like we're really in full swing of summer, and so this can be a little last hurrah for spring as far as, a spring emoji if you made it all the way to the end. Also, if you made it all the way to the end and you're not already subscribed, you'll probably like it here. So feel free to subscribe. I do these weekly WIP and Chats and lots of other diamond painting videos too, and would love to have you. The verdict on these trays, they're a fun novelty. I don't think that I'll be making like a full-on switch to either one. I think these would be really satisfying for like ASMR style videos maybe, and maybe good for learning multi-placing. In this particular tray, I do like the lid that comes with a funnel. I think that's really helpful. I'll encourage you though, for sure, if you try out a new sort of tray or company, just know that there's a learning curve, and that's okay. Sometimes it's going to feel like you're going slower than usual, but keep at it and see like if maybe you kind of get the hang of it and then it gets easier, you know, might be worth a shot. Love the pen, love the putty and the patty wax. That's no surprise. And all's going well with the kit. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. I really appreciate you and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will hopefully see you in the countdown live on Friday if that's your jam. And otherwise, I'll see you in lots of other videos this week. So take care of yourselves, drink your water, get your sleep, do all the things for self-care and whatnot. And I will chat with you in the next one. Bye.